My name's Jack Marcus. Kids call me Mr. Mark.
I say a 5-syllable word that starts with A. You say a 5-syllable word that starts with B. And we go on until someone is stumped. Antihistamine.
Blah, 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 blah.
Only 4 syllables. My point.
Is a picture worth 1,000 words? Clive Owen and Juliette Binoche look for the answer in Words and Pictures.
So, words are lies, and pictures are...
Do I have to actually say it?
Who are you, droids? Where's my class that you've kidnapped and replaced?
He's a novelist turned English teacher, and she's an art instructor. They're in a rivalry to help students decide. Do you remember at which point in your life you really began to understand the power of words and the way you could use them?
Yeah, probably when I started acting. You know, I did a school play when I was 14 and fell in love with it and joined a little youth theatre and did play after play, and that's where I fell in love with the whole idea of acting.
With words?
With words. I've done movies in my career where there's lots and lots of dialogue and it's very important and very necessary. And then I do other films where I spend all my time trying to cut my lines because I don't think they're necessary or they over-explain or, you know, the story's being told in a different way and, you know, you don't need the language to do it. Can you think of one good thing to say about me?
I'm at a loss for words.
Do you appreciate this guy as a teacher just trying to push his kids?
I do, and to be honest, you know, I mean, I've come across people that have really inspired me, but it was more when I got into acting and people that were involved in that world. At school, you know, I never had a teacher like him. I never had a teacher that was so kind of passionate about his stuff, really.
Do you pass on to your kids this sort of love of words? How do you explain that to someone else who doesn't sort of naturally get it?
Yeah, I think that they naturally, you know, my eldest daughter is sort of, you know, got, you know, fallen in love a little bit with acting, so has a natural sort of leaning towards it anyway, yeah. But I think if my kids go to the theatre quite a lot, and that always, you know, inspires a loving language and a loving words, really.
On the Hollywood Scene with Clive Owen, I'm Jeannie Wolfe.
Interdenominational.
Is he insane?